Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today we surely have some very interesting stuff to talk about. There is a billionaire, or nearly billionaire, that's basically warning everybody in the crypto space right now that another meltdown could happen, where we literally vault to zero. And this guy is a pretty big crypto supporter, so it's interesting. We have to talk then a little bit about the Bitcoin price. Is this idea reasonable? Is it stupid? What is our next trade going to look like? And are we already in a bull run? And once we've talked about that, I want to get into altcoins and just cover all the altcoin news for today, as there's some very important Shiba, Polygon, Binance, and even Cardano news. But I think we're going to skip the Cardano stuff, as the only thing that's up to date is that their stablecoin JED, well, things are moving on that. But for Polygon, Shiba, and Binance, we got some really exciting stuff. First off, crypto space is pretty positive again today. I normally say that it's neutral with a +2 on Bitcoin and a +1.6 on Ethereum, but considering the fact that Bitcoin is above $21,000 and again moving up by 2%, it to me kind of showcases, okay, things are moving in the right direction as we're getting to newer heights. Again, like I pointed out on Twitter, not sure if I can show this on YouTube, but it kind of looked as if we had a nice little scrotum pattern. I'll remove it. Okay. But that's literally what's happening to the price right now. We are hitting the previous resistance that we've seen back in November, and we just got rejected off of it at the end of last week. It was an extremely important weekly candle though, and the fact that we have closed now on the weekly above where we closed back in October is, as of this point, making everything look extremely bullish. Again, just to quickly say, what we're waiting for right now is for potentially a slight little pullback, and honestly my range for a pullback would be here at roughly the upper ends of $18,000 if we were to have one. And if we breach, you can understand where we're headed next, which is roughly $16,000. But because of the momentum that we're seeing, because of the excitement, because of the FOMO, it could literally be so that we breach our previous resistance from November, October, and in my opinion, go all the way towards the 200 weekly moving average at $24,000. And if we breach that, I'd say the bull run is back, at least for now. But there's guys like Kevin O'Leary whom state that that's not going to happen. Kevin O'Leary warns another crypto meltdown to zero will 100% happen. So you have to understand that when we're talking about a crypto meltdown, a lot of this has to do with exchanges and them crashing and it taking the entire rest of the market with it, basically. According to Kevin O'Leary, he suggested that the crypto market should expect more exchanges to undergo a meltdown in the future. According to the venture capitalist, the collapse will emerge, especially with a lack of regulations that can minimize the influence of rogue players. O'Leary said during an interview with Kitco News on January 17th, today, "I'm not worried, but if you're asking me, will there be another meltdown to zero? Absolutely, 100% it will happen. And it'll keep happening over and over and over. I think regulation doesn't have to be, it's not going to change fraud. It's just going to make it much easier for people to understand what the rules are," he said. And according to Mr. O'Leary, lawmakers are likely to enact a solid regulatory framework soon, while stressing that holding hearing in the wake of crypto collapses does not benefit the industry. In this line, he suggested that lawmakers are tired of holding hearings. A good thing these hearings in the Senate have really poked the bear, as I like to say, and I've participated in the last hearings regarding FTX. When I had a chance to talk to the lawmakers, I sensed that they were frustrated now. They're tired of putting these hearings on every 6 months. Every time one of these crypto companies blows up and goes to zero, they're so unregulated, he said. Now, obviously, he was in the limelight a lot over the last couple of weeks, mostly because he was very much involved with FTX. But when I started checking out a lot of the most popular traders, and just generally what the market is thinking, the majority of people are expecting further upside for Bitcoin. Here's one guy, Mark P. Markets. Bitcoin bulls consider $22,000. Basically saying the $22,000 area is the key trend resistance for swing trading time frame. And as long as $22,000 is not compromised, it is still within reason to expect more from swing trade shorts. At this point, I'm still open to the idea of sharing swing trade signals on the short, yada, yada, yada. But that's still a significant amount of upside though, again, on the short term. Most people that I've spoken to actually are thinking more along the lines of this though. A little bit of upside still. Again, this is also pointing towards $22,000 as a potential top, where we want to breach and actually, get above there. before we, again, consider things to be bullish again and before we consider opening some crazy long positions. Right now, I've had a long position open for the longest amount of time because I kept saying to you guys, try to get your average price of a long position as low as possible. And again, guys, I always appreciate when you press that like button, just so you know, if you're actually enjoying the show. Pressing that like button does me a huge favor, as then it recommends the video to more people. It doesn't give me any money or anything, but it just helps out the channel grow. And guys, if you're still looking for an exchange to trade on, again, we trade every single day, and I'm still looking for the best way to actually share the trades with you guys, but it's risky. As you can see right here, we have a signal thing. It's not actually signals being shared there though. It's just announcements whenever we have them, because I don't like signal groups. A lot of it just doesn't really work well or is close to market manipulation, and I don't like the idea, but we're looking for a good way to get it out to you guys. So just to understand that. But if you want to trade with us for the majority of trades, make sure you check out Bybit. It's the exchange that I use most of the time. Otherwise, there's also a link to BitGet. Always just look for the best bonuses. Right now, Bybit, I like Binance as well, by the way, but Bybit has the best bonuses out there in the market right now, and bonuses are basically like free money, so make sure you go ahead and check it out. A link is down below, and grab your bonus. Just go to the link, and then you go to the rewards tab after you've made an account, and you can claim bonuses for free. Absolutely 100% free, no cost to you at all, and for sure worth it. Just check it out. I digress. So here is one theorist again saying $22,000 before a breakdown again. And once we've broken down all the way towards like $13,000, $14,000, we're gonna have our final breakout. He's basically saying the dip is not in, the bottom is not in. There's another theorist though who actually states a significantly different story. He actually had a potential continuation of the flag, but since we actually broke out towards the upside, his closest target, as can easily meet the eye here, is $28,000 per Bitcoin before breaking down yet again before continuing to retest and then break out. And again, what is so critical about what we covered before is the fact that right now we are at a massively important resistance. Extremely important that this level is broken. If not, all the options are still open. Again, a very close by potential resistance that multiple people are watching is $22,000. But everything, as you can see right here, stems from breaking the barrier at $21,400 first. We've not broken it in months on end. We've had a very big rush all of a sudden, and you can also clearly see on the weekly in terms of, oh, sorry, I'm drawing in there already. In terms of closing candles, we've got ourselves a reversal on our hands. Things are looking extremely bullish. We got ourselves this bullish engulfing right here, reversal pattern, and things are amazing. Actually, we had it twice even. And we also twice had the confirmation afterwards. Things are just extremely bullish ever since ever since November basically came around. But it's all going to stem from where this week ends, because we could potentially have a little fallback, a little pullback towards the end of the week, which could put this weekly candle, well, below the $21.473,000 mark. And from the sidelines, guys, I still consider that the fact that it's still below the 200 weekly moving average has showcased historically that it's an extremely good buying opportunity. I still consider that to be the truth. I still think buying crypto right now is not a bad idea. Even though we've pumped a significant amount, it's relatively still very cheap. And I just try to buy every single day, and keeping that up, I think, is going to be extremely good in a couple of months. Regarding Shiba Inu, you might be wondering what's going on. Shiba Inu aims to become top dog with the impending Layer 2 launch. The makers of Shiba Inu are launching a Layer 2 solution called Shibarium. As a Layer 2 solution, it intends to facilitate faster and cheaper transactions on Ethereum. And so that is surely interesting to watch. Yeah, I don't really know exactly how to make this a negative type of connotation or announcement. It's just really good for Shiba Inu. If you're a Shiba Inu holder, this is extremely bullish news and things are moving. We've said it before, the more they develop the ecosystem, the more bullish that Shiba Inu becomes. And so this is exciting. Even though I'm not the biggest of holders, we can't say anything negative about this one specifically. Then regarding Polygon, again, upgrades. Polygon is preparing for hard fork. Here's everything you need to know. Again, Ethereum's scalability network has announced a hard fork scheduled for today that will reduce the severity of gas spikes. The upgrade will also address chain reorganizations to minimize the time of completion. And we talked about this before, I think 2 days ago or so. It's just going to optimize network's performance, specifically by realigning nodes more quickly, thus reducing the time required to finalize a block and confirm successful transactions. It's just going to help a little bit for Polygon to become a little bit more stable, especially on the fee department. But I don't think with Polygon is going to change too much. I think it's mostly for Ethereum. You might say, oh, but Polygon is going to benefit from this so much for DeFi because more stability is key. Yeah, but I think I don't think I've ever had an issue with Polygon thus far in the history of me using it. And so I'm not really worried about any scalability issues. Stability issues. And so I'm not really sure that this hard fork on the Polygon front was necessarily that important, mostly on the Ethereum front. I digress. There's also a nice little update for Binance. Just in, Binance burns over 2 million BNB tokens, massive rally coming next. You have to understand that Binance, for a lot of parts, is extremely careful with how they quote unquote manipulate the BNB price. We've talked about it before. Binance has a lot of power over BNB, but it's not right to say that Binance is the biggest factor behind BNB, as it's a huge ecosystem. Now, in the sense that I'm saying they're being careful is they could theoretically speak and burn a significant amount, more or less, but they've just decided they probably have an analyst just sitting there thinking about what the best ratio of burning BNB would be to make it basically sustainable over longer periods of time, but also worth it for the holders and worth it for everybody. It's just extremely meticulous stuff, most likely. They just didn't come up with a calculation like this out of nowhere. Even though it's been around for a little while, it's a very smart move. Keeps people excited, keeps people engaged, and yeah, it's a very smart move. Around $620 million were just burned. They've removed 2 million BNB from the circulating supply, and the current circulating supply is 157.9 million BNB. With the latest burn, Binance has burned around 44 million BNB tokens in total, and Binance uses an auto burn system to reduce the total circulating supply to 100 million BNB over time. And as of this point, it's expected the estimated value of the next burn is going to be 2.1 million BNB. However, the current data suggests that the number of BNB tokens to likely increase in the 23rd quarterly BNB token burn. Okay. Well, even though the price did not really pump too much off of this news, I think because there's still a lot of fear regarding BNB, people are afraid that Binance is going to have trouble and that will reflect itself onto BNB. Generally speaking, the crypto is doing quite well, and it's also one of those cryptos that as long as Binance does well, even though they're not one-to-one connected, this crypto will thrive and do extremely well because the ecosystem on there is vast, it's huge. So I'm extremely bullish on BNB, extremely excited about it. Again, all the coins I've covered today, I'm excited about. Polygon is amazing, and obviously Bitcoin is also in a good position right now. Again, we know our targets. Let's watch out for it. And again, if you're looking to trade cryptos, make sure you check out the links down below. And that was it for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.